Between the Zephyrus Empire to the north and the Chevron Kingdom to the south, there lies a country named Lotriama. In Lotriama, there is an academy known as Ansuvillain Dragonar Academy. The Zephyrus Empire and the Chevron Kingdom are enemies. The Lotrioma nation gained independence from Chevron, but is tasked with breeding dragons, also known as pals. The empire is known for its mechanical advancements. Each dragon breeder has a tattoo on their body called a star brand. This brand allows Astra to flow from a dragon to its breeder. We see a woman lying near the protagonist, Ash Blake. Ash finds it difficult to move, but realizes he was dreaming. This is a recurring dream where Ash usually calls the woman Navi. Ash gets up and goes to the academy. Students gossip about him, mentioning that he can't summon his own dragon but can ride others' dragons, a unique ability. Ash considers confronting a student who is trash-talking him, but his friend Raymond stops him. In class, it's learned that a ceasefire is in effect between the two nations. Later, Sylvia Lotriama, the fourth princess of the country, is introduced. She's arrogant. The Ares Dragon Festival approaches, featuring a dragon race. Raymond asks if Ash will compete, forgetting that Ash lacks a dragon. Students gather for dragon battle training. Ash accidentally touches Sylvia's dragon, Lancelot, causing tension. Sylvia insults Ash, suggesting his dragon might be dead. She challenges Ash to defeat her in the race for an apology. That night, Nadia appears again, revealing her actions are to prepare Ash's body for her birth. The next day is the dragon race. Ash competes using Bridget. The council president, Rebecca, announces that the winner gets a date with her, exciting male students. Sylvia gives a speech and mentions her executed brother, Julius, breaking a taboo. The race starts, and Ash performs well, but Sylvia wins. Ash rests in the woods and encounters a man on a non-functioning Zephyrus airship. He's attacked by the man's assistant, Anya. The man, Milvis, saves Anya. Ash falls from a cliff, and his star brand releases a sphere containing a young lady. The lady's appearance surprises Ash, thinking she might be Navi. The girl wakes up to find Ash staring at her bare body. She immediately punches him in the face and clarifies that she's a dragon in human form. Ash suggests being her master, but she asserts herself as his master and him as the lesser. They return to Ash's room, where she sleeps on the bed and adorns Ash with hikis during the night. Rebecca visits Ash's room the next morning and provides clothes for the girl. She informs them that the Academy has asked Dr. Cornwell to investigate the dragon's human transformation. Ash can collect funds from the school to care for her. They spend the day shopping, with the girl buying what she wants and treating Ash like a servant. She eats an anther-flavored crepe and begins feeling hot. She gets closer to Ash even in public, catching the attention of Sylvia. Sylvia's assistant, Cosette, checks the girl, revealing she's allergic to anther. Sylvia apologizes, and Ash names the girl Eco. Their star brands glow, indicating a successful bond. Eco heads to a restroom while Ash waits outside. Sylvia informs Ash that Eco is taking too long. Using their astral flow connection, Ash tracks Eco's location. Ash follows shining butterflies activated by his star brand to a building where Eco is held captive. Inside, Eco wakes up to find Cornwell intending to dissect her to understand her transformation. Ash, Sylvia, and her assistant interrupt, revealing Cornwell's intentions. Cornwell tries a sleep-inducing spell, affecting Sylvia and her assistant. Eco pours her energy into Ash, allowing him to break the spell and free her. Cornwell becomes powerless. Later, Cornwell becomes the new teacher for the first-year students, causing male students to react excitedly. Rebecca calls Ash to her office and invites him to join the student council. She emphasizes the Academy's importance and her commitment to protecting it from the Empire's interests. She suggests the two people Ash encountered might be Empire spies. As they discuss, an alarm sounds. They rush to the window to see a dragon on the loose. Sylvia attempts to calm it but struggles. Rebecca intervenes, summoning her dragon, Q, and transforming into her arch outfit. Meanwhile, Ash and Eco are having a meal in public when Anya spots them. She hides and contemplates how to inform her master about Ash. Rebecca arrives, takes them to a discounted restaurant for student council members. Shortly after, Milgos and Anya discuss the peaceful town. Milgos activates a machine, changing the sky's color. The group rushes out and discovers a giant, rotten-looking dragon emerging. Eco runs toward it, screaming, but it captures her. The dragon fires energy blasts, wreaking havoc. Rebecca attacks it with her power, causing minor damage. The dragon consumes Eco, who finds herself in the High Dragon Workshop, meeting Navi. Navi explains the workshop's purpose and informs Iko that she's immature but will be mentored by Navi. The rampaging dragon, Necromancia, is artificially resurrected. Navi instructs Iko to craft armor for Ash, allowing him to defeat the dragon. Iko selects materials and makes the armor, sending it to Ash. He wields a giant sword and defeats the dragon. Anya and Milgos retreat. When their experiment fails, Ash catches Iko as the dragon collapses. Ash and Sylvia decide to join the student council and celebrate their induction with a party. Rebecca proudly introduces the freshly inducted student council members to the assembled students. Sylvia takes up the role of the officer for moral conduct, while Ash assumes responsibility as the officer of general affairs. A wave of applause fills the air as Ash vows to give his best, his sincerity resonating with the student body. Iko, the final addition to the council, garners everyone's attention as she steps forward, destined to be the new school mascot. With a mischievous gesture, she ignites laughter among the students, setting a lighthearted tone for the day. In the backdrop, Ash diligently removes unauthorized posters from the notice board as part of his duties. Among these, he comes across a poster for a new club called the Silver Knight Fan Club, an homage to the person who triumphed over the legendary Necromancia. The town hails this individual as the Silver Knight, unaware that Ash himself is the anonymous hero they admire. The story takes a turn as Jessica, the president of the Silver Knight Fan Club, bursts into the classroom. Eagerly, she seeks information about the enigmatic figure she aims to marry and bear children with. Ash, feeling the disruption, asks Jessica to leave, but her disdainful response leaves the room aster. Unbeknownst to her, Ash is the very Silver Knight she's in pursuit of. Later, Rebecca discreetly imparts information to Jessica, prompting her sudden departure. Despite leaving, Jessica vows that the game has just begun. In a meeting of the student council, Rebecca discloses that Jessica isn't of noble lineage, but has ancestral ties to the Randalls, Rebecca's family. Immersed in the nobility, Jessica's aspirations align with becoming a noble, and she sees marrying the Silver Knight as her ticket. Ash, now elevated to noble rank, represents her opportunity. The council resolves to shield Ash's true identity from Jessica. A revelation follows. The first princess, Veronica, sister to Sylvia, is scheduled to visit Sullivan the next day. The news casts a shadow over Sylvia, who bears scars from Veronica's relentless military training. This fierce warrior sibling aspires for Sylvia to follow in her footsteps. Cosette consoles Sylvia that night, providing comfort as she recounts memories of a close childhood companion, Julius, who appears to be her brother. As preparations for Veronica's visit unfold, Ash pleads with Iko to behave, promising her a crepe in return. The love for crepes wins Iko over. Sylvia, however, arrives late, her mood already dampened. Veronica's arrival is grand, marked by the colossal battleship Sylvanas, fueled by the rare Millennium Fafronite, a substance originating from ancient dragon fossils. Veronica disembarks, radiating elegance, and inquires about Sylvia's presence. Sylvia presents herself to her big sister, Veronica. However, Veronica senses some sort of deceit and swings her sword towards Sylvia. Sylvia jumps backward and removes her wig, revealing she's not Sylvia. The imposter is Cosette. The real Sylvia appears, looking scared. Veronica cuts Cosette's clothing, exposing her true identity. Sylvia is ashamed. Veronica mocks her weakness. Ash tries to intervene, but Veronica's knight, Glenn, points his sword at him. During the altercation, Veronica learns Ash's identity and orders Glenn to bring Ash to the ship. Anya is in a tattered house in the woods, going through documents when a boy calls her by her real name, Shamara. Anya corrects him and rushes out upon hearing about Veronica's arrival. Members of the association head into town to avenge their friends. Inside the battleship, a maid named Prim helps Ash get dressed. Veronica and Rebecca insist Ash joins them for a bath. During the bath, Veronica tries to learn about Ash's fight against Necromancia. Cosette and Sylvia enter. Cosette and Prim are sisters. Veronica reveals her purpose. She wants Sylvia to marry quickly to secure the family's future. Sylvia's dream of becoming a dragonarch would be shattered. Veronica plans to marry her to Glenn. Sylvia objects, revealing her dream. Veronica proposes a match between Sylvia and Rebecca the next day. The match takes place, but Sylvia loses. Ash carries her home. Glenn informs Sylvia she must go to St. Valeria the next day to pray for her recklessness. Sylvia asks about their potential marriage, but Glenn defers to Veronica's orders. Sylvia reveals Glenn's past with her brother, Julius, and Veronica's influence. Rebecca presents a sketch of a terrorist named Avdota, who who tried to kill Veronica 5 years ago. There are reports Avdoka might strike again. The next day, Sylvia is praying when Jessica arrives, urging her to be impregnated by the Silver Knight. They argue when Avdoka and terrorists storm the building. Veronica's town tour is abruptly halted when news arrives that St. Valeria is under attack. The group retreats to the Sylvanus battleship for updates in safety. Avdoka, a notorious terrorist, seizes Jessica due to her nobility and issues a dire ultimatum. Surrender or hostages will perish. Fearing exposure of Sylvia's true identity, Jessica surrenders, safeguarding her sister's secret. Amidst this turmoil, Anya wrestles with revealing her affiliation with the terrorists. Rebecca devises a plan. Ash is chosen as a negotiator to buy time, while a specialized team launches an underground assault. Ash enlists Iko's expertise to craft armor capable of managing the bomb Avdoka possesses. Ash's negotiation strategy involves invoking his sister's name, with Nabi cryptically alluding to Iko's enigmatic purpose. A child's cry triggers Avdoka's aggression towards Anya, heightening tensions. In an astonishing turn, Sylvia reveals her true self to protect Anya from harm. Ash relays events to the ship, ensuring vital information is shared. With renewed determination, Sylvia embraces her Paladin Knight role, standing against the terrorists. The strike team storms the premises, engaging in a high-stakes confrontation. Using the device embedded in the armor, Ash freezes the bomb and neutralizes Avdoka, preventing further bloodshed. Amidst the chaos, Jessica discovers Ash's identity as the Silver Knight, leading to unexpected emotions. Following the intense battle, Ash carries the weary Sylvia back to safety, showcasing their deepening bond. The subsequent day brings revelations. Rebecca informs Ash and Sylvia of Jessica's impending induction into the student council, a strategic move to curb potential leaks. They rendezvous with Veronica on the Sylvanus, where a surprising development unfolds. Avdoka, the architect of the recent chaos, stands alongside Veronica, revealing a startling twist. Yesterday's attack was orchestrated to empower Sylvia. Avdoka's motive becomes clear. After her initial failure, she forged an alliance with Veronica, pursuing a shared goal. Notably, Avdoka seeks her younger sister, Shamara, also known as Anya, who plays a covert role. Even more striking, the battleship's name bears testament to the profound sisterly connection. Iko awakens from a haunting nightmare, feeling the malevolent tendrils of necromantic energy constricting her. Alarmed, she discovers she has involuntarily wet the bed. Sharing her unsettling experience with Ash, her confidant, she's met with his laughter, prompting her frustrated response, a punch to the head, an attempt to jolt some empathy into him. Shift to another moment as Anya pursues employment at a local restaurant. The outcome of her interview sees her appointed as a waitress, marking a new chapter in her journey. Meanwhile, the focus turns to Raymond Ash, participating in a ceremony aimed at selecting gifted dragon riders for an esteemed training camp. This event is a pivotal stride toward achieving elite status. The ceremony takes an unexpected turn when one of the candidates, Luca, renowned for her prodigious talents, is conspicuously absent, having been missing from both classes and the ceremony for several months. Luca's unprecedented skill even surpasses that of Rebecca, a seasoned dragon rider. In a surprising twist, Ash himself is unexpectedly added to the roster of participants. Puzzled by this selection, he consults Rebecca for insight. She attributes it to his impressive achievements, underscoring his latent potential. The intrigue heightens as a report emerges of smoke emanating from Luca's quarters. The characters hasten to investigate, discovering Luca sleeping within a room enshrouded in thick smoke. This enigmatic sight prompts Rebecca to share that Luca hails from the Neck-Bladian Equilibation clan, a lineage intertwined with forest fairies and renowned for their dragon companions. An interaction with Luca reveals the heartbreaking truth. Her dragon, Gawain, has severed their bond, causing a perilous disconnect in the astral flow that binds dragon and rider. This connection is essential to the dragon's well-being, with their life force intricately linked to astral flow. Elsewhere, Anya immerses herself in her new role, aspiring to excel as a waitress while covertly investigating Ash's enigmatic persona. Later, Iko opens up to Ash about her distressing nightmare, and his comforting presence lifts her spirits, restoring her vivacity. Observing Luca's continuous efforts to connect with Gawain, Ash empathizes with her plight, realizing the depths of her struggle. Rebecca suggests a daring solution. Ash could ride Gawain to probe the cause of the dragon's resistance. Drawing on his unique ability to communicate with dragons while riding, Ash accepts the challenge. Luca, despite her fear, agrees to accompany them to the dragon pen. Upon their arrival, Gawain's roaring intimidation compels Luca to flee, despite Rebecca's efforts to reason with her. The situation rests on Ash's shoulders. Armed with Arch, he approaches Gawain, aiming to communicate. Instead, the dragon attacks, causing an explosion seen outside. Amid panic, Ash emerges with damaged armor, surviving the encounter. Gawain's resistance persists. Ash seeks Rebecca's permission to talk to Luca urgently. He proposes the training camp as a chance for her and Gawain to reconnect. Luca's memories of Ash and Iko's bond sway her, leading her to agree to join. In parallel, Milgos and Anya meet. Anya's dual role is unveiled as both student and kitchen staff. Milgos' mention of Daughter of Avalon, Iko's nightmare figure. The journey to camp begins with leisure by the water. Iko and Sylvia save Ash from Jessica's grip. Later, Ash witnesses Luca's attempts to bond with Gawain. He intervenes, criticizing Gawain's behavior. Ash's daring plan involves taunting Gawain, leading to a chase. His attempt to ride the dragon is rejected. Anya saves Ash from danger. In the High Dragon Workshop, Navi unveils insights into Gawain's emotional turmoil, revealing his willingness to protect Luca. Upon awakening, Ash finds Luca by his side. Urgency propels them to mend the bond. Simultaneously, Cornwell uncovers secrets in the hidden dragonkind chamber. Milgos and Anya reveal Milgos' identity as Prince Julius. His plan to unleash necromancia is laid bare. Amid Ash's camaraderie, Luca's arrival heralds change. Despite weakness, Ash resolves to follow Luca's lead. Luca delivers unsettling news. Gawain is missing. Jessica suggests Gawain might be at the Willingham Mausoleum, citing the tale of Nuada, a dragon who severed astral connection and perished. The team splits. Rebecca's group enjoys a campfire, while Ash's team heads to the building. Inside, Milgos activates magic, resurrecting dragons. A tentacled dragon attacks girls, thwarted by Lancelot. Riding Lancelot, they enter the building. Aware of his condition, Ash implores Iko to create an arch compatible with his health. They confront Milgos, who resurrects Nuada. Iko consults Navi for arch guidance, promising her future assistance. Iko swiftly equips Ash with arch armor. Ash pursues Milgos, heeding Iko's warning about the armor's defense-focused nature. Meanwhile, Rebecca and students battle undead dragons, overwhelmed by numbers. A clash between Milgos and Ash unfolds, while Sylvia's group defeats Nuada. Milgos retreats, understanding capture is imminent. Chaos reigns as undead dragons persist. Luca's emotional plea reaches Gawain, renewing their bond. Hope rises as Gawain soars, and Luca purifies the undead dragons. Peace returns, reuniting Luca and her dragon. Later, Milgos conveys results to his employer. The boss unveils a plan during the Intercontinental Congress. Sylvia receives an invitation from her father, urging her, Ash, and Iko to attend. The Intercontinental Congress convenes every 5 years, involving leaders from 5 nations. Latremont is chosen to host this critical event. Sylvia, Ash, and Iko reach Fontaine, the capital city, dwarfing Sullivan. They're greeted by the head maid, Frida, who informs Sylvia of her father's request to see her. The trio follows Frida, meeting Prim, who assists in selecting Ash and Iko's outfits. Sylvia reunites with her father, their heartfelt encounter revealing his paternal side. Despite his title, the king's excitement is endearingly evident. A warm reunion takes a playful turn as Sylvia jokingly punches her father, questioning his motives for inviting her. He discloses a desire to meet Iko and Ash, intrigued by their reputation. Shopping ensues for suitable attire for the upcoming event, Iko insisting on accompanying Ash. Their preparations complete, they join the paladin, Sylvia's father, who takes an instant liking to Iko's uniqueness. Acknowledging the Dragonhood's reasons for Iko's human form, the paladin promptly names Ash a Dragoner, a significant honor. Sylvia's joy is palpable. Ash's new title marks a step towards nobility and a potential alliance with the royal family. Anya encounters Milgos on Klaus' battleship. Klaus Watershausen, a military noble from the Zephyrus Empire, represents the absent king. Klaus discovered Milgos a decade ago, a refugee stripped of rank and dignity. Anya is shown a device designed to awaken Iko's dragon side, entrusted with the task to kidnap her. Later, Sylvia confides in her sister, Veronica, about her suspicion that Milgos is their brother. Veronica advises her to keep this revelation private. The following day, Sylvia visits Ash to discuss her concerns about Julius. Meanwhile, Prem and Iko are picking outfits. A slip of the tongue from Prim reveals Iko's dragon nature, leading to her distress and escape. Ash consoles Sylvia in his room, their connection deepening, but a potential kiss is disrupted by Cosette's entrance. Sylvia leaves, while Iko finds herself lost in an abandoned palace. Prim follows, both falling into Anya's trap, resulting in Iko's kidnapping. At the gala, Klaus and Milgos arrive, curbing Ash's anger under Sylvia's guidance. Amid dancing, Ash's focus remains on Milgos. He later requests a dance with Sylvia, though Milgos evades confirming his identity. Prim arrives with the news of Iko's abduction, leading to a scolding from Sylvia and understanding from Ash. Despite Ash's urge to challenge Milgos, Sylvia believes Iko's captors won't harm her. Inside Klaus' battleship, Iko undergoes a transformation sequence exposed to Millennium. Ash and Sylvia head there, with Iko reacting to the treatment, shattering her chamber. A cocoon emerges, damaging the ship and ascending skyward. The cocoon's enormous shell cracks open, revealing Iko, a massive dragon. City dragons, known as maestros, gather around Iko. At the same time, Veronica and Glenn confront Milgos, demanding that he unveil his true identity. When the mask comes off, it's Julius, but housing Mordred's essence. Mordred, the rightful heir of Nalinia, had taken control of Julius, leading him to commit terrible deeds. Glenn's attempt to subdue Mordred ends almost instantly. Mordred's essence swiftly takes over Iko, causing her evident distress. His consciousness enters into a confrontation with Navi, seeking her wisdom. Their clash turns into a fierce battle, resulting in Mordred's expulsion. Amidst all this, Sylvia's joy at reuniting with her brother shines through. Moving forward, Ash and Julius set sail aboard Sylvanas, heading straight for Mordred. Surprisingly, Veronica launches her battleship, hinting at secrets Julius holds over her. A silent oath for Julius' return echoes in Veronica's thoughts. Mordred faces a counterattack from the Maestros. Ash boldly jumps onto the descending battleship, determined to make a difference. Iko, trapped and watching, sees Navi's projection, displaying Ash's unwavering struggle. Fueled by her love, Iko constructs a potent arch. Luca, Rebecca, and Ash's comrades join forces, bolstering Ash's battle against Mordred. Excalibur emerges within Ash's grip. The clash between Ash and Mordred unfolds, growing in intensity. With precision, Ash severs a dragon horn, disintegrating Mordred into particles, freeing Iko. Ash wields Excalibur, the ultimate power. In a distant scene, Avdosha stumbles upon the injured Anya, recognizing her scarf. Julius' return brings news of Mordred's elusive consciousness. Allies disperse, granting Ash and Iko a moment of solitude. Their spirits entwine, sealed with a passionate kiss.